All right, my name is Ekene Ezepue, and this is how I welcome you to Abuja to the World. Abuja to the World is where we'll bring you everything that is happening in the Federal Capital Territory. As you can see, this is Welcome to Abuja, where dreams come true. And in the opposite direction, this is where you come from when you're coming from the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. Of course, how you wake up in the Federal Capital Territory matters a lot, and that is how we'll be unfolding a whole lot of stories, because Abuja is made of people. It's all about people. All right? Yeah, we have a lot of stories. If you can actually make it here in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, you can actually make it anywhere in the world. Follow me as I take you into the Abuja City Center. All right, this is Central area. When you look behind me, these are actually the highbrow areas where businesses take place. When you look behind me, you see a lot of houses, and everything that is going down here has to do with business. How you wake up in Abuja really matters. How do you wake up? You wake up in the morning, it really matters in the Federal Capital Territory. And that's what makes a difference. That's why some people are so rich, and that's why some other people are so poor. When you wake up in the morning, what you should do, just take a shower, all right? Brush up your teeth and get ready for that call. Because that call, when you're ready for it, it will definitely come true. That's what I promise you. And that's what makes the whole difference in the Federal Capital Territory. How you wake up. How you wake up, ladies and gentlemen. My name is still Ekene Ezepue. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click that button. That's what will make this program to keep coming. And that's what will make it go a long way, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, let me take you into the world of fashion, into the world of people that Abuja has actually changed their lives. Follow me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Abuja to the world, 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 Abuja #1. Infrastructure, Abuja na the best. Tourist attraction, Abuja #1. What about good road network? Abuja is the best. Anything you want is here in Abuja. Industrialization, Abuja is the best. Abuja is the fastest economy in Africa. Abuja to the world, 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 Abuja #1. Abuja to the world, 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 Abuja #1. Abuja to the world, 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 Abuja #1. Abuja to the world, Abuja to the world, Abuja to the world, Abuja to the world, Abuja
All right,
to the world.
ladies and gentlemen, you can see that I'm at High Look Fashion International, and here is going down. Here is where dreams are made. Here is where you get that classic fitting of your lifetime. Here is where you get that classic feel that fashion can offer you. All right, now look around you. What are you seeing? It's all about flash, pizzazz, whatever that class defines, or the definition of class. That's what you get at High Look International. All right? All right, about now, you can see that I'm wearing one of the brand, and you can just check it out. And it gives a whole lot of feeling. Yeah, the feeling is actually beyond me. I don't know how I'm feeling right now. I just walked in here, and it's giving me a feeling of a lifetime.
My name is Eke Okori. I'm the CEO of High Look Fashions International Limited, which I started sometime in 2010. So we're already, 13 years old. Now you asked me what led me into the fashion business. Number one, an entrepreneur, who happens to be very, very fashionable. Fashion is something that comes more naturally to me, which is why I didn't have to go to, fashion school in London to be this good in fashion, you know. So, but then even above that, I am an entrepreneur. And maybe I will try to, give you my own definition of, who an entrepreneur is. For me, an entrepreneur is one who creates wealth by solving societal problems. You know, Forever and ever, human beings will always wear clothes. Um, it's a very important need. But then above that too, there are a certain, class of people who want just more than clothes. These are people who are very particular in their taste. They want premium quality, they want luxury, they want attention to details, they want style, they want class. And so these are the people we focus on to solve their fashion needs.
Some details I would like to get, and when I talk about it, they implement those details, and of course, I get satisfied. Well over 12 years, I've been with Hilo. And the funny thing is, some of the ones I made 12 years ago, when I still wear them today, people still marvel and ask me where I made them.
In January 2000, and back then, I also started with fashion. I had this big dream, which started from when I was a childhood, started in my childhood rather. And the vision is actually to create enduring generational wealth. So after I left school, I began to crystallize that big dream into a clear vision. And then the vision is to build a fashion empire. And so back then in 2000, I wanted to start making ladies' underwear. And I needed about 33,000 naira to buy used machine and polo material and a few elastic material to start that. But I didn't have 1 naira, and I didn't easily have anybody to help me. But then I did something. I approached 2 wealthy men in my village. One I met in Aba, the other one I met in the village when he came back for Christmas. But unfortunately, quite unfortunately, none of them, gave me any encouragement. So in December 1999, I told my mom, this is what I want to do. Luckily, my uncle in the US had given my mom 5K. And moms, they've got our backs covered. So the poor woman gave me the 5K. Then I was also able to, sell a few curtains that, my brother used to use, who then had traveled. So I sold the curtains, raised another 7.5, added together. So that was 12.5. I had to start. Because one thing with vision, you shouldn't allow anything to stop you. If what you are aiming for is not possible, you just have to start anyway and put your trust in God. I've mastered the principle that says dream big, but start small. So that was exactly what I did. I now had to buy a few fabrics, shirting materials, gave to some tailors, so they made some clothes for me. So I began. It was also very tough then. I would take it to Lagos, to Cotonou. Then as God would have it, after a little while, I had the opportunity to travel to the UK. Later went into importation of used clothing, which is a business my people do a lot. But back in my mind, the vision to do fashion business, the vision to create that fashion empire, just kept being there in my mind. So I said one day, when I make big money from importation, I'm gonna, invest in fashion big time. But they say sometimes man proposes, but God disposes. So something happened. I ran into problem in my business, so lost almost all the money, at this time, because I mean I had become a very big boy in cotton importing used clothes. So it was quite devastating for me. Then as a big boy, I had my visa to the UK 5 years. I had visa to America, but I took a decision. I said I was going to start my fashion business, even though I had very little remaining. I said I'm going to start it from the scratch, and my conviction was this: that if you can make anything to be exceptionally good, no matter where you are, that people will find you out and they will patronize you. So I made um, um, excellence, dedication to excellence, one of my core values. So that's how I started High Look, and we started back in Aba, and my oh my, it wasn't funny at all. I mean, back in the days, I used to sleep um, on the floor, six 6 inch foam, surrounded by my workers. But I was determined, you know. And at this time again, it was when people were running away from Aba, when kidnapping was really ripe in 2010, But because of my determination, all the fears were nothing. Because one of the things I've discovered about life, for you to succeed, your desire for success must be greater than your fear of failure, you know. So that's how we started. It's been a long journey, but to cut the long story short, through determination, through perseverance, here we are today, and especially through dedication to excellence. I tell people, whatever you do, even the Bible says it. Have you seen a man who is diligent at what he does, who is excellent at what he does? He will dine with kings. And that's what's happening now. I mean, everybody wants to wear high look. Over the years, we have long clientele, governors, senators, who is who really in Nigeria, celebrities, top business executives, and really every man who really has that discerning taste for fashion. I think high look is yeah is people's most people's top men their first choice for fashion. Yeah.
The fabrics we have are exclusive fabrics. Our tailors, what, whatever they make for you, whatever you get from here, you get it. Like anything you are getting from us is top notch. You are getting the best of its kind.
When it comes to high look, fitting is everything to us. We cut for the perfect fit. So yeah, when we're measuring, our own measuring system is quite different. We measure our own way. Then we now work out the measurement according to the customer's preferred fit. You get the point. So then we cut it accordingly. Even after that, a person who is sewing it, you have to be very, very, very particular. Attention to details all the way. You make sure, because that's the problem you have with many Nigerian tailors, really. You take measurement, and then when it comes to sewing, they sew totally different thing. And then when you give it to the client, they put it on and they can't even size. Or even if it's kind of the person's size, but it doesn't give them that kind of fit that that person wants. So I've heard a lot of our clients say, that when they put on our clothes, anywhere they go, people keep complimenting them, and that's why they keep coming back. And I mean, countless people. It's just like the theme you always hear. People love the way our clothes fit them.
He takes my money, but he makes good clothes. It's his design is excellent. His The thing about high look is that they are meticulous. There's detail, in the design, and for people like me, who are particular about that, um, he's gone through a lot to actually provide not just the style, the quality tailoring, but also excellent service. So iLook is always available, always ready, and I think his own social presence is what is very captivating. And I think that's why the business continues to grow.
We go to any length to make sure our customers are satisfied. So that gives us the courage, no matter how the challenges are, no matter how the kind of customers, because we also have some very difficult customers to handle because they know what they want and we must pay attention to the details. So doing that, we give them what they want. At the end of every transactions, our customers tell us that we are the best. I'm not saying that because I'm here, but I'm telling you the truth. So I can assure you that over 85% of them come back happy. And they also refer their friends because of the satisfaction they get from the company.
But one thing I can tell you for sure is that, you know, African men are very, very, very fashionable. We know our fashion from the very beginning. When a lot of people were not, a lot of designers who are now into the game and were not there yet, you know, when it was kind of quite risky to put made in Nigeria on your brand. You know, when people made clothes outside Nigeria and then they put a kind of label that, you know, you think is from Italy, they just distance themselves from it and of course make it abroad. I decided that, you know, like I said earlier, if you make anything in an excellent manner, the quality is so good. Anybody, it doesn't matter who they are in the world, would appreciate it and they would love it. You know, so from the beginning, I decided we were going to make sure that our clothes is of such high quality that even if Jesus Christ were to come to Nigeria, I mean, he's going to ask, please take me to High Look because I've heard how, you know, good their brand is. And so, and again, okay, for instance, there was a time at the very beginning I went to supply someone in a boutique. So he saw my clothes for the first time with Made in Nigeria written in it. So he said, you know, why not remove the Made in Nigeria so that it would be easier for them to sell? But I objected to that. You know, even people around me at the beginning also said, you know, why put Made in Nigeria? But I knew, just like so many other things. Do you know, for instance, milk? We all buy milk. I don't want to call the names. We buy milk. Do we care where they're made? You get a point. We buy seasoning made in Nigeria and so on and so forth. Even as at that 2010, when I began, I could also see that there was this popular made in Nigeria fruit juice. So I could see that and people were buying it. Whereas in those days, you know, all the fruit juice we used to drink in this country were all foreign, you remember? So that also gave me the confidence that, you know, if it can work with some of these things, then it will definitely work with fashion. But the point is this, the quality has to be world class. And that's exactly what we did. Yeah, it was a little difficult at the beginning, but believe you me, with time, Nigerians have now embraced made in Nigeria. In fact, it's in vogue now. Abuja has security, and business is good in Abuja. A lot of people, you know, don't really quite know that. People think it's only Lagos, the commercial nerve center. Yeah, that is business in Lagos, but Lagos is not really, it's quite rough for somebody like me, you know, quite, you know, chakra chakra and all of that. But here is cool, it's quiet, and Abuja is classy, you know, Abuja is classy. And I think Abuja people are really at the forefront of pushing forward the Made in Nigeria brand. You know, go to government offices, our politicians, you know, they all wear Nigerian brands. And, you know, I can have issues with our politicians for other things. But when it comes to what they've done in fashion, I really, you know, I respect them for that. They, you know, another thing I will tell you, political leaders, they are so influential, even in fashion. They drive fashion. They drive fashion trend in Nigeria as far as adults go. You see, for kids, you know, smaller boys, they will always imitate the musicians and all that. but you need, bigger men, matured people. Knowingly or unknowingly, we imitate the fashion style of our political leaders. When Goodluck was in power, the kind of thing people were wearing was more southern. The length was, far above your knee. And that's the kind of thing we were doing then. Then something happened. The moment Buhari came into power, when Buhari is traveling abroad outside Nigeria, he usually wears this long flowing kaftan, with big embroidery on it. Within 1 week, 2 weeks of Buhari in power, our fashion began to change. And as a smart person, we all have to, catch up immediately. So we began to change our designs. And that's how today you can see kaftan from knee length to, the full flowing gown. That's what has been in trend in Nigeria for men since 2015. Let me also tell you something. When Oshibanjo deputized for Buhari for just like a month or thereabout, do you know within that short period of time, people will come to me and say, you know what, just do this simple design for me, slim flap, they'll tell you that's the classic thing. That style now is not about, all those elaborate things, it's simplicity. That's the power of political leaders. That's the influence they have on the people. And it goes beyond fashion. We are also coming up with, another brand that is targeted at the middle class and the lower class. So that will be on board soon. In fact, the labels, are already here with us. My advice to Nigerian youth, and indeed African youth, is the way to go. If you want to make money, money making is a wonderful thing. It's very good. Money making. What Bible says is not good is the love of money. That's when you love money more than your fellow human being. You get the point. But when you make money, desire for money the right way, it is a beautiful thing. You'll be able to do a lot of wonderful things for yourself and for others. But please, I want to advise youth. The way to make money is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. Not cybercrime, not any form of social vices. No, not kidnapping, not anything else. Not even politics.
Wow, what a great experience I had today. You understand? Yeah, my man, I've been telling you a whole lot that you really need to know about fashion. Of course, I never knew that fashion actually had different kinds of departments. Now you can see to yourself from cutting, from measurements, even some computerized designs, handmade, all sorts that I just saw today on this particular show. And I hope that we've been able to incentivize you on some of these things. Try to open your eyes so you know that fashion designing is not actually easy. Yeah, of course. A whole lot of this space belongs to fashion designing. You understand? Now I've got to understand that there's something called factory in fashion business. And this is actually factory. This is where the dreams are made. This is actually where dreams come true. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm still with my man High Look right here, the CEO.
Yeah,
it's not easy to be a CEO, my brother.
It's not. And thank you so much. It's been amazing to have you around. God bless you. And this is High Look. This is where magic is made, okay?
Yeah.
So, like he told you, click that button and remember, High Look, luxury, style, and class.
This is all Abuja has to offer you, all right, on fashion. And right now, we'll be moving straight to restaurant. Still the same CEO, still the same business brand, but on another level. This is on a food level, and it's called High Taste. High Taste is actually a food brand, and they are doing it big. When I say big, they are doing it health-wise big. All right, ladies and gentlemen, follow me. Let me take you to High Taste, still on the marathon race on Abuja to the world. My name is Siri Benz again, and don't forget to click that like button right now and subscribe